Hi, this is Robbie again. Today I want to talk a little bit about the rumored upcoming full-frame camera from Sony, the photographer-centric camera, the one that I will be getting. Don't know exactly what it's going to be called, maybe the A1 or A1000 or A1099, we'll see what they call it. So I wanted to run through my wish list of features that I really hope this new photographer-centric camera has. So let's start out with the sensor. Rumor has it it'll have the same sensor as the Nikon D800, a 36 megapixel sensor that is amazing. It's blowing away all the medium format cameras on the sensor charts. So this is a great sensor. I hope that the Sony version will have the same or better ratings in ISO and dynamic range. I hope that it'll have a 14-bit RAW. I also hope that they'll have the option, or potentially just not bother with an anti-aliasing filter, because the D800E seems like it's not necessary and you get sharper images. So I hope this new camera will do at least 6 frames a second. More than that isn't super necessary, at least in my experience, but would be nice to have. A feature that I hope it has is some kind of pop-up flash just to trigger other speedlights. It doesn't even have to be a flash really, but just an infrared burst that could trigger these flashes. That would be really cool and really helpful. So you don't have to purchase a second speed light just to stick on top of a camera if you want to trigger through a wireless TTL. I hope that they are able to upgrade the electronic viewfinder a little bit. I mean, the A77's viewfinder is amazing. I love it, and I can't go back to a normal optical viewfinder. They're way too primitive. But if it could have a little bit more dynamic range and a little bit better brightness, a little more resolution, then that would be awesome. Just another generation of electronic viewfinders. Now let's talk autofocus for a second. I hope they bring back some of the double cross type sensors like the A900 and A850 had. That would be really cool. A couple of those, at least one in the center, maybe in other strategic places to have better autofocus, better locking on capabilities. Also to have autofocus sensors in more places and potentially in wider groups. Right now they're kind of spaced somewhat near the center. If they could be a little bit further out, I don't know if that's possible, but that would be a welcome change. And then more options. If I want to cluster just focus points in the top right, top left, wherever, if I could narrow the clusters, just more customizability. Another cool feature, kind of like the A77 has face detection, but if it could have a more sophisticated version, so face detection where it locks onto a face and then focuses on an eyeball. It's like eyeball focus. That would be pretty cool. And then variables. This will be a camera for professionals. We know how to use a camera. We know what the settings do. Don't dumb anything down. Everything effectively needs to be a variable in these menus. So frames per second. I just don't want high speed, low, and high. I want to be able to choose frames per second, 1 through max. Bracketing. This is absolutely essential. I want to be able to choose the number of brackets, 1 through 15 frames. I want to choose the step, 0.3 to, say, 5 stops. I want complete control of this because in HDR it's absolutely essential, and right now everything is way too limited with the fixed number at weird increments. It doesn't work. So just being able to customize every feature in much more granularity. We know how to do it. Don't protect us, we'll figure it out. Along with the bracketing, built-in intervalometer would be absolutely incredible. And what I mean by an intervalometer is the ability to have it automatically fire bracketed shots, or a self-timer that automatically fires bracketed shots. So an example is if I want to shoot 9 shots bracketed 1 stop between each frame, currently I need a cable release, or I need to hold the trigger while it's taking each shot. And if this is at night, some of these shots are a couple seconds long, this does not work. It's not good. So if you could have an intervalometer, say I want it to fire after 2 seconds and then take all the shots in the bracket. So you'd set it on a tripod, you'd say go, and it would count down 1, 2, and then fire 9 shots off. Don't have to touch anything, that would be perfect. Like the A77 and the A99 should be weather sealed, and weight, keep it down, magnesium. If they could use carbon fiber just to keep weight down, that would be awesome also. Tethering is absolutely essential because this will be for photographers. We need it in the studio. Requirement. The ability to customize the electronic viewfinder a little bit more would be great, to add the histogram while the level is on, to be able to move things around a little bit more, just more features in general on the electronic viewfinder. Along with that, bring back the shake detector that was on all previous non-electronic viewfinder cameras. I found that really useful. It shows how steady you are and how the steady shot's working. It allowed me to control my breath when I was taking a long shot. So you'd wait for you to get as steady as possible and then shoot it. I found it really useful. Please bring that thing back. I would like if they had USB 3.0 in this new camera. For me, I just connect my camera to the computer. I never take cards out. I figure that's wear and tear. I just don't want to hurt anything. So I connect my camera via USB and download pictures off it. So USB 3.0 would be welcome. Dual memory card slots. One, the fastest possible SD card, the UHS-II standard, really fast. And also maybe an XQD card, so one of each. That would be pretty cool. I would really like it to stay a Minolta hot shoe, so all of my flashes and all of my radio triggers, everything that I already have purchased for my Sony Studio still works. A feature that would kind of be neat that some other cameras can do would be pixel binning, so shrink down the RAW files for better ISO performance. A feature I'd like to see but have never really seen, if you could set a new metering mode. So it's spot meter, but spot meter on my active focus point. I think that would be pretty cool. It would help metering in certain situations, especially when you choose your focus point, like I always do. So you don't have to point the camera, get a meter reading, and then recompose, lock on focus. It would just be one smooth step. And now let's start dreaming about things that would be really cool but probably aren't going to happen. How about wireless tethering? Do it through home networks, so 802.11n could just connect to the network, and then your computer could connect to the camera, and you could tether or transfer files. It would be like an iFi card, except better and built-in. Since the A1099 was able to incorporate some phase detection autofocus onto the sensor itself, it would be awesome if this new camera could do the same, but in addition, to be able to flip up the mirror so you wouldn't lose any light, and you would still be able to maintain some capabilities of focus. It would be severely limited, but it would be possible. And then something taken kind of from my Sony Handycam here, if there was a way to enable infrared mode, to be able to remove or move the infrared filter with a switch somewhere to allow you to shoot in infrared and switch back and forth. That would just be so cool. Doubt it's going to happen, but it would be really cool. So I think that just about covers my wish list for the upcoming 36 megapixel Sony full frame camera. So if I forgot something, missed something, or if there's other features that you would like to see, leave them in the comments below. We'll see if we can get Sony to watch this, and maybe they'll incorporate some of these. So I hope you found this interesting. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Bye.